No need to look any further, you chose the right station. You're now tuning in with Mr. Cowboy Nation for all your latest sport reports across the nation. So don't change your channel, you chose the right station. You're now tuning in with Mr. Cowboy Nation. So don't change your channel, you chose the right station. You're now tuning in with Mr. Cowboy Nation for all your latest sport reports across the nation. No need to look any further, you chose the right station.
Fighting!
Mr. Cowboy Nation.
Blue corner.
You chose the right station. Mr. Cowboy Nation.
Weighing in at a slim trio 195 pounds. Hailing from Memphis, Tennessee. He is the reigning, defending heavyweight champion of the world. Stand to your feet and acknowledge him, the Black Nature Boy, Mr. Cowboy Nation.
Yes, sir. One more time for the people in the back of that thing.
Nation.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing this evening? I got a little voice left, right? For obvious reasons, right? Y'all already know why I ain't got no voice. I couldn't be happier with the outcome of the Super Bowl, right? So y'all already know why I ain't got no voice. But Joe, what it do, man? Appreciate you for coming through, Joe. So the champ is here, baby. All right, let's get to it. Welcome to Let's Talk Football with Mr. Cowboy Nation. I am your host, Mr. Cowboy Nation. Let's Talk Football with Mr. Cowboy Nation is brought to you by Snap Pick Productions, YouTube channel, Mr. Cowboy Nation, IG _ Mr. Cowboy Nation _ this page, Jerome Mr. Cowboy Nation McNary. Facebook page solely dedicated to the show, Let's Talk Football with Mr. Cowboy Nation. All of which are ways for you to keep up with the show. All things football, right? So feel free to like, subscribe, and do whatever it is we do on social media. Can you dig it? Cash App donations. You'll see the producer drop the Cash App tag down here on the front of the desk. We're not asking for any specific amount. Whatever's on your heart, we greatly appreciate it. Can you dig it? We are available. The audio from these broadcasts are available, right? Wherever you get your podcast. My personal favorite being Spotify. Joe going in already. So before I get into, the tagline and I give you who you came to see. So we took the call-in number away because the comment section be so loud. So we said, we could just cool the comment section. My boy Joe in here going in. So you get in the comment section, you comment. I'm probably gonna get to your comment and shout you out. We know we're gonna chop it up in the comment section. That's where I be. That's where everybody else be. Can you dig it? So, but the audio, to all that goes to Spotify as well, right? Well, wherever you get your podcast. My personal favorite is Spotify. That's why I say Spotify. So when you go to Spotify, you're looking for search Let's Talk Football, Mr. Cowboy Nation. That Mr. Cowboy Nation is very important, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a lot of Let's Talk Footballs. But there's only one. Let's Talk Football with Mr. Cowboy Nation. Can you dig that? Yes, sir. All right, let me quit playing, man. Get y'all came to see this evening. I can't get the shirt off. I'm still on beat. Yeah, Petty, Pendergrass. It's in the bill. Let's go, man. I had a wardrobe malfunction. All right, so let's get to it, man. What you saying, Joe? 49ers fans busy buying new TV. Man, 49ers fans I'm talking about went on the TV killing rampage, didn't they, Joe? Well, speaking of the 49ers beating up TVs, let's talk about the reason why. Kyle Shanahan, come on down here and see me. Kyle Shanahan, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle Shanahan, ladies and gentlemen, has blown not one, not two, but 3 10-point plus leads as either OC or HC, meaning offensive coordinator or head coach of a team in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, the game of all games, right? This guy has a 25-point lead blown under his belt and 2 10-point leads. Check this out. One of the 10-point leads, he blew in like less than 10 minutes, right? It was like, there was up, first time Kansas City beat them, they was up like 10 points, like 6 minutes left in the game, and lost in the game. Oh my. So you would think after blowing a 25-point lead, you would learn your lesson, right? Next time I get up like that in the Super Bowl, I'm going to run the ball, and run the ball some more, right? Wrong. Not Shanahan. Shanahan, I'm almost certain Shanahan is Dan Campbell's daddy. Right? Like the same kind of mindset, right? So you up 10, right? You up 10. Well, in all fairness and honesty, the punt, the muff punt did hurt. It did hurt. But how on God's green earth does your team not know the overtime rules? like this is like nobody's talking about this. How is it that Andy Reid and his team was going over the overtime rules for 2 weeks, and your team don't know what the hell going on, right? Your team ain't got a clue, right? So there's a video right there. They at the coin toss. They show him Mahomes' face, right? And when the San Fran won the coin toss, when they elected to receive, you see Mahomes go, what? Should have known then it was over, right? we really should have known then it was over, right? So the rest is history, right? They scored 3, they scored 6, ball game, right? So, and a lot of the San Francisco 49er players was like, we didn't know the overtime rules, right? So that is a direct indictment on the head coach. And what does Kyle Shanahan do? Fire Steve Wilks. The dude who had arguably the best unit, who arguably put the best unit on the field in that game. The 49ers defense was ferocious, right? Made Isaiah Pacheco fumble. We rarely see that. Took the ball from Isaiah Pacheco, right? Allowed 1 TD in regulation, right? And that was off a turnover. You know what I'm saying? So, like, out of the 31 other defense, I say about at least 28 to 30 probably would have gave up 7 to Mahomes in that exact same situation, right? Getting the ball that close to the end zone off a turnover. I say 95% of the defense would have gave up 7 in this situation. But no, it's Steve Wilks' fault. It's Steve Wilks' fault. Nobody knew the damn rules in overtime. It's Steve Wilks' fault. Steve Wilks ain't blew no damn 10, no 25-point lead, no Super Bowl. I ain't never seen Steve Wilks. Have y'all ever seen Steve Wilks blow a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl? I haven't. I've seen Shanahan do it. I've seen Shanahan do it 3 times now, right? So, yeah, Shanahan, come on down here. Come on down here and see me choke you. At this point, you are a choke artist. At this point, you are a choke artist until we see any, evidence to the contrary. All right. So this next one is not football related, but it's something that has to be said, right? Something has to be said about this individual and a whole nother situation, just flat out. Somebody has said, and I'm gonna say it. Jermaine Dupri, come on down and see it. Dude, look. All right, so, bro, y'all gotta quit letting these stylists sing y'all out like this. First Fletcher Cox. Y'all remember Fletcher Cox last year? So first Fletcher Cox comes just like the first lady of Mount Presbyterian First Baptist Holy Rock Church. 300-pound man just like the first lady, right? We saw that last Super Bowl. Now we got Jermaine Dupri come out here to usher halftime performance. Just like the little boy and the little girl at the same damn time. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing? We got a long sleeve jacket, right? Shorts, church girl socks, and church girl shoes. What was this? What? What the hell was this conversation like? Right? Yeah, it's gonna be real fashion forward, man. You're gonna kill them. No, you're not gonna kill them. It's not fashion forward. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you like they did Fletcher Cox last year. It's not flat, bro. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much it costs. A short pantsuit and church girl socks and shoes is not it, bro. Nah. Y'all gotta quit letting these stylists do y'all, bro. Y'all gotta stop. It has to stop, okay? If you look in the mirror, new rule. If you look in the mirror, now if you live an alternative lifestyle and it's known that you, okay, cool, do your thing. But if you identify as a heterosexual male, right? This is who I'm talking to. This is who the statement is for. If you identify as a heterosexual male, right? This is for y'all. If you stand in the mirror and you look at your outfit and you have trouble, if you have to question whether or not you are a heterosexual, maybe that outfit ain't for you. just a little, maybe that outfit ain't for you. Maybe if my 8-year-old daughter got them same pair of socks in her sock drawer and that we wore to church last Sunday, maybe it ain't for you. I said, what the hell this dude got? Oh my, Jermaine Dupri. Oh my. All right, come on down and see me. Boy, girl. I was like, who the hell dressed this dude? Man, stylists need to be fired immediately. All right. Maybe let's get a break in action. We'll get a word from my sponsor. I'll be right back.
Introducing SnapX Podcast Network. Give your voice a platform through podcasting. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or already have one, let us help you. Contact us when you're ready at www.snapxpodcast.com. That's www.snapxpodcast.com. The SnapX Podcast Network.
All right, so remember this. Hey, baby girl. Hey, Renata. How you doing, baby girl? Tuning in, but still at work, so I'm just listening. That's cool. I'm cool with you listening, baby girl. She said JD look crazy as hell. JD look crazy as hell. I was like, dude, what are we doing? How did they talk you into this? Like, what the hell did they say to you to make you say, all right, I'll do it? Like, that's what I want to know. What did they offer you? God damn, bro. Like them socks, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I won't be performing at this. I don't give a damn if it's a Super Bowl. I ain't doing it. I can't. I'm sorry. And then Fletcher Cox, like, he wasn't even performing. You showed up to the game like this, like last year. Like, what the hell? Like, you wasn't even performing. You showed up to the game dressed like a church lady, man. And thought it was cool. It's not cool. It's not. It has to stop, okay? It has to stop somewhere. All right, so. All right, so did you see that moment? Right? You know, at the end of the season, this is the last one for football, y'all. We ain't got no more. Well, we don't have any more NFL football games until September, but thank God for the UFL, right? So we discussing coming back for the UFL. They launched March 30th, right? So we might be back for the UFL, sprinkle a little basketball in there with, but that's at the later. We'll talk about that a little later. So did you see that moment? We just decided to do the top three. So we're gonna do the top three. Did you see that moment of this year, right? So top three, did you see that moments from the football season, college and pros. So let's go check that out. Well, let's start at number three. The number three, did you see that moment?
something fun to watch every week.
2nd and 6. Josh looking down the sideline.
Oh, my.
It's Diggs with another flag out.
Oh, man.
He's able
Oh,
to get
man,
away from those
man.
2 tacklers, and no one's going to touch him the rest of the way. Touchdown.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Where's the beef? How the hell he get out of 2 tackles at the man? Oh, my God. Oh, man, Miami. Oh, man. All right. Let's go check out number 2.
Now 3rd down and 13. Blitz coming. Prescott able to get out of the end zone. And now airs it out for Lamb. He's got it. He's gone. When he gets there, it's a touchdown.
That was a thing.
Cowboys.
It'd be great to see that in the playoffs. If that Dak and that CD would have showed up in the playoffs, man, it'd have been a great time, wouldn't it? I don't know who the hell showed up in the playoffs. It wasn't them two, though. Somebody must have kidnapped that Dak and that CD Lamb and hid them for the playoff game. This pisses me off, man. Like, I'm sorry, see, they had an all-pro season. We get to the playoffs, and he don't, nobody knows nothing, right? CD can't catch, Dak can't read. Just a whole hot mess. I'm sick of it. Anyway, all right, let's go to the number 1. Did you see that moment of the year? Go check that out.
Without Jamon Dumas-Johnson's going to be in trouble. They
Oh, my.
settled down,
45-14.
made the adjustments, and they've been a different defense the rest of the
Oilers
game.
beating the brakes off these.
Play fake. Sanders launches far sidelines. A battle for the football.
Wee.
Did he come down with that?
Oh,
wow.
my.
Dayton Wade went up
Oh,
and
my,
grabbed the
Dayton Wade.
one-handed catch over Everett.
How in the world did he
Too
catch
bad to
this? He
score
chose
$1
his
million
right
to
hand up
16.
there. Oh, my gosh, what a catch.
They need about,
I mean,
they
on the
need about 10 more of them for
absolute
you
stretch,
about 3 quarters ago, buddy. He made the kids of the year in a blowout. Like, this is a break job. 45 to 16. What? Oh, man. All right. We better get into it, y'all. Let me get that ball, man. So we're going to hand out some game balls. Go hand out some game balls. How you dig it? So, really ain't but 2 guys that hand the game balls out to. I told y'all last episode when I gave Travis Kelce the game ball, 13 targets. No, it was 11. 11 targets, 11 catches. I'm thinking about CD. 11 targets, 11 catches, about 100, little over 100-some yards. It's going to be the same thing Super Bowl. Going to be the same thing. Now, San Fran did a great job of shutting them down first half, but, of course, the Greenlaw injury changed all that, right? So, when they brought that bag up in, it was Kelce came to life, right? So, what was Kelce's numbers? Kelce ended up with 9 catches for 93 yards. But if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the first half, he had like 1 catch, 4 yards, and 1 catch, 7 yards, something like that, right? So he was basically non-existent in the game. But second half, eight more catches for 80-something plus yards. So it's over 10 yards apart, right? So, and the guy throwing them the ball, Pat Mahomes, who in my opinion, dude, let me see what y'all got. What y'all got? Joe just say, give a game ball to Taylor Swift. What's that? Taylor Swift was the MVP. Oh man. All right, so and the guy throwing them the ball, Pat Mahomes, right? So Pat Mahomes went for 333 yards passing, 2 TDs and a pick. And on top of the 333 yards that he threw for, he ran for another 66 yards. And those 66 yards at the end of the game rushing were crucial. Like, those were big yards. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm almost... Renata said no balls for her. Yeah, like, people are really sick of Taylor Swift. She has no place in the NFL, right? Like, we're nothing against Taylor Swift, right? But this football, we're here to see football. We're not here to see Taylor Swift. We're not. She's probably a nice girl, wonderful girl, but we're not here to. We want to see football. You know what I'm saying? So, but the reason, Mahomes, dude, and I don't throw this around lightly at all. For those of you who don't know, when it comes to the Jordan and LeBron GOAT debate, I am a firm Jordan guy. I feel like Jordan is it. Like Jordan is the apex predator. Like when we talking about GOATs, when we talking about football GOATs, basketball GOATs, Jordan was the apex predator. Like he was the king. Jordan is the king of the jungle, right? Top of the food chain for me. So Mahomes is looking Jordan-ish. Looking a little Jordan-ish. You know what I'm saying? I said it when they beat Baltimore. I said we might be witnessing greatness. Like we may, hell, Kansas City can be back in the Super Bowl next year. Nobody will be surprised, right? They can win the Super Bowl next year. They can three-peat. Nobody will be surprised. I don't think they will, but they can three-peat next year. Nobody will be surprised. Like that speaks to the level at which Mahomes is playing. That dude, like he's on another planet. Like he's literally on another planet, right? Man, I'm gonna get into my take on the Super Bowl. I'm gonna get off this end. DJ, hit that beat for me. While I'm shooting them out, hit that beat for you, boy. Go ahead, let's go and roll this, and let me get to the topic, man. Get the people, let's chop it up with my family. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get into the hit the yeah, that was right. That's what's up, Joe. Joe said Jordan his go-to. Right, so all right, so my honest take on the Super Bowl. And I'm gonna get into the question of the day. And a couple of topics I'm gonna slide on that here. So my honest take on the Super Bowl. I honestly thought coming into the game that San Fran may would have had Kansas City on the ropes and the referees bail KC out. Right? So that is what I was expecting. I was expecting San Fran to come guns a blazing, probably have KC on the ropes. KC get a lucky break toward the end. Mahomes does what Mahomes do, right? KC wins close. But to be honest, that KC won close, but it wasn't because of the refs. Right? And I know a lot of San Francisco 49ers fans were complaining about holding. Oh, there's a lot of holding. There was a lot of holding. That hold on Fred Warner, you see that hold, yada, yada, yada. But when we were saying, you see these hoes on Michael Pop, we was just crying. We was just crying then, right? Now see how I feel. Like, so y'all want to be American State so bad. Well, it's time to put these shoes on. You start. I hear a lot of crying and complaining. Michael Parsons dealt with that for 11 games, right? So I'm sorry, I ain't got no sympathy for you. I watched Michael Parsons. I'm talking about egregious holes. You got a dude hugging him from the back, pulling him, while another dude got him in the chin lock, right? No holding the flag. Like some of the most egregious holes you ever want to see, not called. Michael Parsons went through this for 11 games, right? So, yeah. So I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry at all, right? And to be honest, it was holding on both sides. Was Kansas City holding? Of course, Kansas City was holding. I say it all the time. You can call holding on every offensive play in this league, right? So of course Kansas City was holding, but San Fran was holding too, right? I can remember on one of San Fran's big runs, Nick Bolden, number 32, Nick Bolden, got held. And Nick Bolden getting held was the reason that play broke. No flag. You know what I'm saying? So the horse collar for Purdy was absolute trash. Absolute trash call. Like, how's it a horse collar and the defender never brought Purdy down? You're supposed to bring him. Horse collar when you bring them down by the back of the pass. They never brought Purdy down. When you call horse collar, 15 yards, right? So, I was fine with the officiating, right? For the most part, they let them play. It was holding on both sides. Questionable, Like I said, I think the horse collar was trash, but you probably could look at something that was called on KC and say the same thing. I mean, we'll call on San Francisco and say the same thing. It was a trash call, right? So I think all in all, it was a fair game. The referee, we not talking about the referees affecting this game like we did, like the Detroit Lions fans were crying about what happened to Dallas, even though they screwed themselves. We not talking about the referees in that capacity. You know what I'm saying? It was a good, close game. It was. It was. Like, I was fine with the officiating. And like I said, the difference in the game was the head coach and the QB. I say it all the time, right? You only going to go as far as your head coach and QB. If your head coach and QB is good, you probably going to be good. Right? Did you see Andy Reid at the end of the game? Right? Everybody's like, call timeout, call timeout. Andy Reid said, no, I'm not calling no damn timeout. I'm finna call game. That's what I'm finna call. Right? So, like, ain't no way, dude. I said, dude, Andy Reid, you are a brave soul. Because ain't no one here. I've been calling timeout. You know what I'm saying? And Mahomes executed. Right? So, it came down to the head coach and the QB. It always comes back to the head coach and QB, right? So, and of course, the defense did a great job. Chris Jones, Pennell, number 69, Pennell did a great job stuffing the run. They were grown men in the middle all game, right? So, and that's the thing with San Fran. The question is, how do you stop the San Fran's offense? How do you stop San Fran? You have to disrupt them up front. Their blocking scheme, the O-line play is what makes, in my opinion, the O-line play is what makes San Fran the team to beat in the NFC, right? Yeah, I know they just lost in the Super Bowl, but as Cowboys fans, if we want to get back to the Super Bowl, we got to go through San Fran in one shape, in one form or another. We're going to have to beat San Fran in order to get there. Like, it's going to have to happen, right? So, the way to beat them is you have to disrupt their blocking. You have to disrupt the O-line play is what makes that offense so great. So you have to beat them up front, and that's what KC did. Like, the tackles were grown men, and they beat them up front all game. They beat them up front all game, and McCaffrey got his runs here and there, but it wasn't like up the middle. Nah. Them boys were dead serious in the middle of their D-line. Right, and it was little to no push, right? So on a lot of the run plays. So for you 49ers fans, that's well, why wouldn't he run into the? I mean, he couldn't run it up the middle. I say that he couldn't run it up the middle, but as a head coach, it's your job to counter. If I can't run up the middle, okay, let's call some quick screens. Let's try to go off tackle. But we have to take time off the clock with a lead in a Super Bowl, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what makes the firing of Steve Wilks so unfavorable. I'm gonna say that. I got another word for it, but I try to keep the show G-rated because kids may be watching, but. I got another word for what the Wilks firing is, but at this point, we'll just say it's unfavorable. It's not something that I agree with totally, right? So, all right, let's get into the question of the day. Question of the day: who is the biggest threat to the Chiefs next year? Right? If we just, and I know it's too damn soon to be. I know, but but based off what we just saw, what we just witnessed in these playoffs. Who is the biggest threat to the Chiefs next year? Who is the team that is most likely to keep the Chiefs from repeating, right? Me personally, I want to say Baltimore, but I want to say Buffalo as well. But I just think Mahomes has Allen's number. I just do. I do. So you know how Brady was beating Peyton Manning all the time, and Peyton Manning finally broke through that 1 year. So it may be a situation like that where Josh Allen may break through 1 year and get to the Super Bowl. But that Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes matchup in the playoffs is gonna be for a right to, it to me it's gonna be the AFC Championship game no matter what they meet. They can meet in the division round. To me, it's the AFC Championship because whoever wins between them two coming out. I forgot about Cool Joe. Yeah, I forgot about Cool Joe. Joe Burrow, Joe. You think the Ravens? I want to say the Ravens. But the Ravens gotta decide to run the ball in a playoff game. Like, how are you the best rushing team in the league, and you get to the AFC Championship game, you run the ball 8 times, 8 design runs? What? Like, so I mean, Baltimore got to get together, man. They got to get together. Baltimore, and I hate to keep bringing up the Cowboys, but Baltimore and Dallas, for some reason, got to the playoffs. Well, Baltimore had the formula. Stout defense, stout run game. That's how you win in the playoffs in this league. For whatever reason, they decided not to do it in the AFC Championship game. But for some reason, I got to talk about Mike Zimmer. I'll talk about the Cowboys later. But you can't get to the AFC Championship game when you've gotten to the AFC Championship game by playing defense and running the ball and saying, well, we're going to throw it this game. What? Huh? Like, so can Baltimore be? Absolutely, Baltimore can be a threat. But they have to stay true to themselves. They have to stay true to their identity. Joe Burrow was the only one to beat Kansas City in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. See, Joe Burrow can play with Pat Mahomes. Joe Burrow, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about QBs. So, as far as QBs in this league, there was only a handful that you can say, here, kid, go win a Super Bowl. Right? When I say handful, I mean maybe 3. Right? I say Mahomes, Burrow, and Josh Allen maybe if he can get the turnovers together. Right? I don't know. I don't know if I want to put Josh, because you can't trust Josh Allen. So I really don't know if I want to put Josh Allen in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I'm not putting Josh Allen because I don't trust him. So Burrow and Mahomes about the only 2 QBs that I would fully trust. Here, kid, go win a Super Bowl, right? We're going to get you a decent defense. Don't turn it over. Go and bring it home for us, right? And then everybody else, and then every other starting QB in this league needs a stout defense and a stout run game. And it needs to be a run-heavy offense. And this, like I said, this out of 32 teams, 30, I'm saying it's about 30 of the 32 starting QBs. You need a stout defense and a stout run game. Right? And don't mess it up. Don't wreck the Ferrari. We need you to make a couple big throws, maybe 4 or 5 big throws, right? Depending on how the game going. But for the most part, we're going to play stout defense and we're going to run the ball. So I say out of 32 teams, 30 of the teams need to be thinking like that. But as for like Cincinnati and KC, they can hand their QB the ball and say, hey, go get the job done, right? So so with that being said, my answer to that question, I forgot about Joe Burrow. Because I was finna say I'm with you, Darren. I was finna say the Ravens. I think the Ravens learned from the AFC title game. I think they, when the Ravens are running the ball, they are impossible to beat. They are. Like, they are impossible. With that defense, they are impossible to beat. Now, this is assuming that they can keep Queen, because I think Queen may be on his way out. But this is assuming that they can keep Queen. I think one of them linebackers on it, like contracted, it may be like a free agency or something, maybe on their way out. But they can keep both of them linebackers together. Yeah, I think Baltimore probably got the best shot if they decide to commit to the run like they do 90% of the time, right? So that's my answer for the question. So Mike Zimmer, what do I think about Mike Zimmer returning back to Dallas? So word on the street was that Jerry Jones wanted to make a home run high. He wanted to swing for the fences. Basically what that means is he wanted a big name to get us oohing and eyeing, right? This is a Jerry thing. He wanted to get the big name, the big splash, something that'll get the fans excited and give them hope. and let them know that I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, even though I'm trying to win it my way, and my way clearly doesn't work. Like, Jerry, your way clearly doesn't work, right? So, but bringing in a guy who historically produces stout run defenses, it's a step. And I'm cool with Zimmer, right? I like Zimmer when we had him back in 03. I loved Zimmer when we had him back in 03. I did. So, yeah, I'm cool with Zimmer. And for what I'm hearing, I hadn't done this research myself, but what I'm hearing, he has great success against the Shanahan offense, right? So, you know, he and that seems to be our problem. We have not a clue of what to do with the Shanahan offense. But Zimmer has historically had success against him. My boy Darren said, I like the Cowboys if they run the ball more. Man, you right. Okay, I'm happy you said that. Let's get into it. So, as I said earlier, there's only 2 QBs, in my opinion, that you can hand the ball to and say, here, kid, go win this championship. For some strange reason, Jerry Jones seems to believe that Dak Prescott is one of those QBs. That you can hand the football to and say, here, kid, go win a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott is not. He is not one of those QBs, right? And when I say that, I know a lot of Dak fans goes, oh, you a hater, you're a Dak hater. No, I'm not a Dak hater. I'm not. What has history shown you? What have we seen in these last 8 years that makes you say you can hand Dak Prescott a football and say, hey, kid, go win a Super Bowl? Right? We're going to give you a solid defense, but run game, go win a Super Bowl. Now, Patrick Mahomes, who just won his second in a row, had good run games both years. And he's the best this league has to offer. Patrick Mahomes is the best this league has to offer for his QBs. He's had a stout defense and a stout run game these last 2 years, and he's won 2 Super Bowls. That's not a coincidence. It's not. Right? So, I think Jerry, I'm a boy big time, so we have an identity crisis with Dak Prescott, right? We seem to think he's a Joe Burrow or Pat Mahomes, and he's not. He's not. Now, is Dak a bum? No. Dak is not a bum by any stretch of the imagination. But Dak is not a guy I feel 100% confident in handing the football and saying, hey, kid, go. No. We need a stout defense, and we need an offense that is heavy running. Like, we need a heavy run offense. That's what we need. Now, Dak can probably take that team far. You know what I mean? He can get that team over the hump. But just Dak throwing the ball 30, we're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. And we've seen this movie for 8 years, right? We're not going nowhere. It's not going to work. You know, running the offense through Dak is not going to work. It's not. So, whatever. Zimmer, because I know a lot of people don't like that comment, but it is what it is. Like, the film is what it is, right? He struggles with reads, right? He gets rattled. You can't hand him a ball and say when he's not gonna be able to do it. Like, he needs a supporting cast. So, and that's what's gonna make this contract negotiation very interesting. So, I had my eyes on that. But I think the Zimmer hire was it wasn't Rex Ryan. I think Rex Ryan would have made a bigger splash. It would have got a lot more oohs and ahs, but the Zimmer hire is what we needed. Just my opinion, point blank, period. And from my understanding, the defense that the Ryans, like, remember when we had Rex's brother, Rob Ryan, right? Defense looked good for about a year, then just off a cliff. So the complaint was the defense was too complex. Guys were confused. They couldn't really play because they were thinking too damn much, right? Yeah. So Rex is gonna bring the same thing. Right, you want guys playing downhill, fast and violent. You don't want them thinking, right? You want them to see ball, hit ball. That's what you want, right? So from that aspect, I'm with Zimmer, right? I'm cool with Zimmer. I think it's a great hire, very solid, very sound hire. It's not a hey, look at me, I'm really trying. It's a hey, I really want to win hire. Zimmer has produced at least 2 number 1 defenses. I know a number 3 defense, number 1 in run defense a couple years as well, right? So, and this defense has talent. Right? How last year, what were we saying, man? Heavy package. You got these tackles. You can put Hankins and Mazza in the middle. Put Mike in middle linebacker. Heavy package. Stop the run. Like, what are we doing with 6 DBs on the field? What are we doing? Now, we have the personnel to do it. Just for some reason, someone never called it. And the same someone is, head coaching somewhere else, right? So it's just, it don't smell right to me, but it is what it is. I think if they would have gotten Henry last year, they would have been Super Bowl champs. You might. I don't know. You might. Yeah. Because now we'll say this, Darren. You with Derrick Henry in the backfield, you definitely bringing a safety down in the box. This definitely going to be an 8-man front. right. Because at all costs, you got to stop Henry. Henry would beat you single-handedly. Right? So, yeah, that may be what the doctor ordered for Dak Prescott. And to me, I think that is what the doctor ordered. Dak need one of those type run games that's just flat dominating, right? Where you have to sell out and stop. But my question is, how do we put that together if he wants $50 million a year? And again, like I said, not a guy that you can say, hey, go win me a Super Bowl, but he wants $50 million a year. Math ain't mathing. I'm just saying, it's not. So, and that's the reason Terrence Parsons said what he said. Take $40 million or pack your bags and dip, because we got to build a team, right? You need a supporting cast. Supporting cast costs money. So we can't pay you like Pat Mahomes, and you're not producing like Pat Mahomes, and when we got to get you an all-star supporting cast to lose in the first round. Because you can say what you want, but the cast he had around him this year was good enough not to lose in the first round. I don't give a damn how prepared Green Bay was. We shouldn't have lost in the first round at home. We went undefeated at home. And I know the defense gave up a lot of points, but it was 27-7 because the QB threw 2 picks. Right? So how do you defend the team up 27-7? How do you defend that? They can do anything. They can run it. They can play it, pass it, play action. Playbook wide open. You up 27-7. So what position did Dak really put that defense in? See, we don't want to have this conversation though. We just want to blame the defense. But anywho, we want to have that conversation. But Wilks, let's get into the Steve Wilks firing, which I think is complete BS. We need to fix our offensive line. Everyone getting no. I think they got some young goons on the bench they've been developing. But we do need to get a right tackle because Terrence Steele ain't it, Joe. I know I said what I said about Dak, but Dak needs a better right tackle as well. Because Terrence Steele going to get him killed. Right, so, yeah, but the Steve Wilks firing, I think it's straight BS, right? So, as y'all can remember, when San Francisco was going through that 3-game losing streak, right? Shanahan kind of threw Wilks under the bus then, right? Well, you need to come down from out that booth and come down here on the sideline with me and call the plays. You need to look at the game on the field. Hold on. If my memory serves me correctly, right? And I'm going to say this, but I'm looking it up while I'm saying it. So feel free to hop in and holler at your dog, correct me or whatever. But if I remember correctly, the 3 games that San Francisco lost, right? Well, in that 3-game losing streak, the 3 games that they lost, they scored 17 points in all 3 games, right? what does like how was that Steve Wilkes fault? Like, well, how was Steve Wilkes being in the booth holding your offense to 17 points? And Steve Wilkes calls the defense. Aren't you an offensive guy? Right? Aren't you the offensive guru? Right? So shouldn't you be putting up more than 17 points? Well, Debo was out. Well, Trent, yeah, I understand all that. But Dak Prescott, who I just said, keep in mind, Dak Prescott, who I just said, I don't trust giving the ball to him and saying, hey, go win me the Super Bowl. That Dak Prescott, right? So that Dak Prescott lost left tackle. Tyron Smith is a liability. We waiting on Tyron Smith to go out. He's the left tackle, right? So it ain't a matter of if Tyron Smith going. It's a matter of when Tyron Smith gonna go out, right? So Dak played with bag up left tackles a couple games and still produced, right? So Debo and Trent weren't playing. You don't get that excuse. Like, you're an offensive guru. Mike McCarthy made it work with a bag up left tackle, right? So you don't get that excuse. Yeah, so you should be able to come up with more than 17 points, even with bag ups on the field. You're a professional offensive coordinator. This is what they pay you to do, right? So I kind of saw it then. You know what I'm saying? I kind of saw it then. I didn't like the way he, I really didn't like the way he handled Wilkes in that situation. But you kind of saw it then. He was kind of a little finger pointing. Here we go. So lost to the Browns 17-19. Browns scored 19 points, right? And beat you. But you're an offensive guru. That's interesting. Lost to the Vikings 22-17. The Vikings scored 22 points. And that was enough. And then Joe Burrow went off and lit them up. 31-17, right? So if you want to blame Steve Wilkes for the Bengals loss, go right ahead. But these other two, 22 and 19 points, and the Browns had P.J. Walker at QB. P.J. Walker. And the San Fran defense did what they're supposed to do. They held the Browns to 19 points, right? Your side of the ball wasn't ready, Shanahan, right? Your side of the ball wasn't ready. In two of these three losses, your side of the ball didn't hold up their end of the bargain in two of those three losses. And again in the Super Bowl, your team didn't hold up their end of your side of the ball didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Kansas City had 3 points at half. 3 points. All right, so what else you want from San Francisco defense? They have that QB and that tight end, which is an all-time great duo, will be in the record books, to 3 points in first half, right? What else you want from Steve Wilkes? I'm just saying, what else you want from Steve Wilkes, man? So I just think it's BS, and rumor has it. What's true? What you say true, Darren? We need to fix our offense. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, like I it's a little scapegoatish. I hope Kyle Shanahan go gets a defensive coordinator that doesn't like, cause that's the whole thing, right? You hire, and I posted a video on my page about Sam Acho. So talking about why hire aggressive defensive coordinator, if you don't let him be aggressive. Like, Steve Wilkes blitzes like 40% of the time. You knew this. You should have knew this, just like you should have knew the overtime rules of the Super Bowl, right? But for some reason, you were unaware that Steve Wilkes liked to blitz, and when he gets in your building and calls blitzes, you get upset. What? You didn't see me in Carolina calling all these damn blitzes? You didn't see that? And you hired me, right? So then when I get here and I want to call all the blitzes, now you got a problem? And I got the number 3 defense in the league, but I'm the problem? Oh, okay. So, San Fran, this is what I hope. I hope y'all bring in a guy that's not conservative, that lines up exactly with what Shanahan wants, and y'all defense is trash next year. That's what I hope. Because that defense in the Super Bowl against that QB showed up and showed out. If anything, that man, y'all should have been talking to that man about an extension. And y'all also should have been talking to him, Shanahan, about getting the hell out of his way and letting him call his game plan. I'm just saying, right? So, I don't know. That's just how I feel. So we ain't got no games to pick next week because football's over. And I'm sad. All right, but we are discussing March Madness. Coming back from March Madness. I don't know what the name. If y'all got suggestions for the name, man, please, I'm open to everything. I really don't want to change the name. Right now, we really leaning towards Let's Talk Football off season, right? And we just gonna kind of cover everything: football. I mean, spring football, basketball, college pros, a little fighting in there too, right? So I'm gonna try, So this year we gonna be around the whole sports year, right? So, but the name, we having trouble with the name. So y'all got any suggestions with the name, man? Hit my inbox. So. UFL kicks off March 30th. Y'all probably gonna see me before then. Like I said, March Madness. We're definitely doing the March Madness edition. So I'll see y'all when March Madness starts. I will be here with my University of Memphis blue on. Can you dig it? Don't hate. Appreciate. I'll see you then. Mr. Cowboy Nation is challenging you not to be good, but to be great.